is a group of chemically related compounds that are persistent environmental pollutant (POPs), and also they belong to the group so-called dirty dozen.
They can be raised throughout the world in the environment. The sources basically from waste incinerator, incineration of PVC and plastics, emission from thermal power generation plant and automobile. Furthermore, from volcano eruption and forest fire, as well as byproduct of paper, steel, pesticide processes. Yet, they do accumulate in the food chain also.
In many instances, dioxin contamination is introduced via contaminated animal feed. Ideally, incidents of increased dioxin levels in milk or animal feed were traced back to clay, fat, and cereal pulse pellet which used in the production of the animal feed. More than 90% of human exposure is through food, mainly meat, dairy products, fish, and shellfish. As dioxins are highly toxic, it may disrupt the reproductive and development system, damages the immune system, interfere with the hormones also, as well as lead to cancer. Especially pregnant women are most sensitive to this kind of exposure because it's indirectly affected by the developing fetus, plus when breastfeeding infants later on. Other than that, this exposure tends to show a vulnerable adverse effect to the workers also, either acute exposure or chronic exposure. Many national authority and organizations have awareness programs in place to monitor the exposure of dioxins. Prevention or reduction of human exposure to dioxin is best done via source-directed measures. For instance, strict control of industrial processes to reduce the formation of the dioxin with all possibles. On the other end, food and feed contamination monitoring system in place to secure the tolerance levels are not overshot. Other than that, as an individual, you can practice a balanced diet food, including having an adequate amount of vegetables, cereals, and the possibilities for consumers to reduce their own exposure is comparatively at limited level. Therefore, we really cannot get rid of dioxins from our life at one shot, but we can only avoid ourselves from getting exposed to dioxins. Stay safe.